Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines gave rice to every household due to the lockdown. Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center hosts a special meal service for a month to promote vegetarianism. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. The mayor of Ormac in the Philippines declared that from March 17, the city residents were forbidden to leave home. All shops and businesses had to close down. To help the Great Love villagers, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately went to purchase rice and gave it to every household.
Rice factory employees bring bags of rice from their warehouse to the trucks, and the volunteers drive the trucks to the Great Love village, where Tzu Chi volunteers repackage them into smaller 10-kilogram bags. The city of Ormac in the Philippines ordered that from March 17th, residents were forbidden to leave home and every shop was closed. To help 1,500 households in Great Love village receive food, volunteers distribute rice door to door.
I really appreciate the help we get from Tzu Chi. They keep giving us love and care, so I'd like to wish the master for staying healthy so she can help more people in need.
I sell things to make a living, but now I can't work, so I don't have any income, and my family won't have any food to eat, so the rice from Tzu Chi is very helpful to us.
Besides solving their urgent problems, Tzu Chi volunteers also teach them about epidemic prevention. The volunteers have been making cloth masks, which are also given to the residents.
When we gave out rice, we also told the residents about being vegetarian, because being vegetarian is the best way to fight against the epidemic, and it can also improve your immune system. What comforts me the most is that all Great Love villagers are eager to join us.
I've had to be vegetarian for 3 months because a vegetarian diet is the way to healthy lifestyle. When there is a pandemic now, being vegetarian is the best way to fight against the disease.
Volunteers also use a fire truck to give them clean water, so residents can live a normal life while they are forbidden to leave their homes.
The number of COVID-19 infection has climbed in Malaysia. From March 18, a restricted movement order was implemented, ordering everyone to stay at home. In Malacca, Tzu Chi volunteers rushed to apply for permission to dispatch food for the affected residents.
The Malaysian government has ordered 30 million people across the country to stay at home as much as possible. However, a group of people are busy loading supplies and preparing to deliver. The Tzu Chi Malacca chapter received a call from a village chief for help as the whole country was facing restricted movement, leaving local villagers with unsustainable supplies. More than a dozen families who rely on part-time labor may run out of food.
Several families who are out of food came to me. They have no rice to eat. Yesterday, I asked a government agency for help, but we have to wait, and the situation is urgent, so I called Tzu Chi volunteers.
Tzu Chi set off immediately after obtaining an official temporary permit to operate.
If there is a request for supplies, we will distribute them. At the moment, it was decided we can set off. I didn't even think about it because this type of thing is very urgent.
Along the way, police officers set up roadside inspections allowing this group to pass. In such unusual times, distributions could not be conducted from house to house, as materials must be put in a police station with supplies entrusted to the village chief.
These families will be invited to the police station. They will need to bring their ID and work details, and materials will be distributed after verification. We want to avoid any situation involving fraud.
One of the households has a young infant, with volunteers making special arrangements.
Rice, eggs, oil, coffee, flour, and instant noodles. There is the extra milk powder for those who have children under 2 years old at home. He told me that he had a child under 2 years old, and our office had some diapers, so we brought them over together.
Distribution of much-needed goods at this time has led all of these impoverished residents feeling a little more safe.
During the RMO period, most government and private offices will be closed. Restaurants are only offering takeout services, and families are allowed one person to head out to purchase necessities for the rest of the family.
Beginning February 16th, Malaysia maintained 11 days without new cases of the novel coronavirus reported. But on February 27th, a second wave of infection began in the country, as the number of confirmed cases globally also rapidly increased. On March 23rd, Malaysia had 212 confirmed cases. It marked the single most cases reported in a day, with the total number of people affected at 1,518.
Kerajaan memutuskan untuk melaksanakan perintah kawalan pergerakan.
Malaysian Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin announced beginning March 18th until March 31st, the government is implementing a nationwide restriction movement order, with citizens adhering to 6 major rules. On the first day of the implementation, most government offices and private businesses were closing down, and residents rushed to the grocery store and markets to purchase food and other necessities.
Yesterday there was more of a crowd, and it continued until today. People lined up at 3 o'clock in the morning to wait for the shops to open. Citizens are afraid they won't be able to buy what they need. I've gone to the supermarkets to check out the situation, and there are people who are clearing out of the shelves of necessities. The checkout line is long.
During this movement restriction order, all the restaurants only offer takeout orders. And once a day, one person from the family can leave the house to buy what they need, to restrict the flow of traffic and curb the spread of the virus.
We have moved all the chairs inside and the bowls and utensils. We are just serving takeout customers now. Those who want to eat here, I will explain to them that it's for their health. Don't eat this close to one another. Just take it home to eat. I'm thankful we at least have business to do, because if we stopped working, there would be no income for us.
If we can't sit at the cafe to eat and drink our coffee, taking it home is the same. It's sometimes better.
你准备多久的菜
？3天。
3天。家里很多人呐。
不是很多呢，不过罐头呢吃不好嘛，可以收的不是买了，那番薯了这些。
I've only purchased what is necessary because I want to leave some for others, because not everyone can buy a lot of food at once. You must be understanding of your surroundings, and if you take care to practice sanitation methods, then you should be fine.
The local police are out patrolling each day and reminding residents to shelter in place. It is hoped, with the movement restriction in order, it will curb the spread of the novel coronavirus. Residents should follow the order and stay home. If they do go out, please put on a mask so everyone can work together to end this epidemic.
Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter has begun to enact level 1 prevention methods as the epidemic continues to worsen. Staff and volunteers are asked to stay at home and hold their meetings online.
A second wave of the novel coronavirus has hit Malaysia, and on March 9th, Penang received the first confirmed case. Everyone scrambles to increase prevention measures, and the Malaysia City chapter is no different. They have asked staff members to work from home to control the flow of traffic, as well as increase prevention security measures at the entrance of the dialysis center. As there is a shortage of face masks, volunteers and staff alike work together to make reusable fabric face masks.
The fabric masks, if the width is high enough, then it can protect up to 80% of the respiratory droplets. To increase the protection level, we can add an additional layer of long woven cloth inside the mask covers. For sanitation purposes, the mask cover must be washed each day and dried under the sun for it to naturally sanitize.
Malaysia's Prime Minister announced on March 18th that the country will close down its borders to curb the spread of the virus. Responding to the security measure, Malaysia's Tzu Chi chapter's director, leading the staff and volunteers, also put together a virtual epidemic prevention command center to discuss how to carry out their care and support. Each of the community recycling stations is closed for the time being, while Tzu Chi volunteers utilize the telephone to check in on care recipients.
Connecting through the telephone is good because although we don't have too much close contact with the care recipients, we're still staying in contact with them, so this isn't a problem for us.
A message of help from the care recipients has sprung the volunteers into action.
When we reached the roadblock, the police asked us where we are going. We said we are delivering food to those with difficulty, and he said okay and let us through.
We have given the care recipients some Jingsa food products because they need it more than us. During our relief mission, we will do a thorough job of prevention measures as our care recipients still need our love and care.
As people are sheltering in place, Tzu Chi volunteers use their time at home to form online study groups.
That is great. I'm glad we have this online cultivation session so we can be connected to Tzu Chi even at home. It's good to enrich ourselves.
Everyone safeguarding their post, contributing their part, is the best way to accumulate prayers to get through this epidemic.
As the epidemic continued to worsen in Indonesia, Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter donated 1.22 million masks to various hospitals and government epidemic prevention units.
Boxes of masks were removed from the warehouse to support epidemic prevention work at 68 hospitals in and around Jakarta. Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter donated 1.22 million masks.
In fact, the number of masks we provided to hospitals is not a lot, as most hospitals need more. So we will continue to give assistance. These masks are from our original inventory and are donated to medical staff to meet the urgent need, so that they can better protect themselves.
Sakini Hospital is a 100-year-old hospital in Jakarta. It has very experienced medical staff. It's also the government's epidemic hospital. As a superintendent, thanked Tzu Chi for this donation.
We
are very grateful for the masks donated by Tzu Chi. They are especially helpful to our medical staff, who need to stand at the front lines to take care of patients. If they don't have good protection, they will be exposed to the risk of infection. We are thankful for the support from different charities.
As the number of confirmed cases with the coronavirus increased, the demand for masks at several hospitals in Jakarta rose sharply and hence resulted in shortages. We provide masks to hospitals for free, hoping to ensure the safety of medical workers. I also look forward to more cooperation in the future.
To treat the increasing number of confirmed cases every day, some hospitals have been struggling with epidemic prevention supplies. Tzu Chi provided timely assistance to solve the urgent needs of many hospitals.
Thank you very much for the medical masks donated by Tzu Chi. Our hospital now only has 3 days of stock, so medical staff have priority over administrative staff in using. Now that there are masks donated by you, our hospital can breathe a sigh of relief.
In the fight against the epidemic, Tzu Chi volunteers strongly support all medical staff as they carry out this most urgent work.
Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center provides special vegetarian meals every Wednesday for a month to promote vegetarianism among the employees and their families.
Many people order this traditional delicacy. Every container is filled to capacity. One bowl of salty rice cake, 1 stewed egg, and 2 pieces of smoked bean curd. They are cheap because of one simple reason.
I bought 3 and 2 others to be taken home because they are for my dad and mom.
We want to take over their dining tables, their stomachs, and their hearts. We want the good taste to remain in their hearts, and then they will vow to be vegetarian.
To promote vegetarian diet, Tzu Chi volunteer Wu Zhenhui uses her 30 years of culinary skills to invent this salty rice cake. She did it after 1 day of research.
This is the taste of salty rice cake which we ate when we were little. This is how it tasted originally. The most important thing is we shouldn't eat processed foods. We simply fry the ingredients and that will be okay.
We have 4 people working today, so each person buys one.
Stinky tofu, a vegetarian diet, and exercise can help us stay healthy. Encourage more people to become vegetarian is not difficult.
In the United States, prior to the statewide shelter-in-place order by the Californian government, Tzu Chi Academy School in Irvine seized the opportunity to teach epidemic prevention methods and life education. There is also tea ceremony lessons which incorporated vegetarianism. Let's join them there.
Before coming to an ecological and character education class, the participants should measure their temperature and sanitize their hands to prevent epidemic.
没有食物可以吃呢，这个 polar bear 受水灾很可怕然后那个火灾，尤其我们在加州。
Animals are dying because of air pollution and occupying plastic in the sea, so I learned to recycle.
所以我学了有 recycle。
We realized that the pollution in this world is very serious and has brought many crises to our living environment. So students feel that they must do something good for the environment, both at home or school in the future.
Tea ceremony class also promote vegetarianism, making the participants meditative and healthy.
Being vegetarian can also cultivate our compassion and also love the earth by doing this. At the same time, it will improve our own body immunity.
During the epidemic prevention period, we must have the positive attitude to fight the virus together.
Tzu Chi Singapore chapter has cancelled all activities due to the recent epidemic. However, online training courses were held for the volunteers. Although technical issues and content arrangement was troublesome, volunteers overcome all the obstacles and finally completed their first online training.
我很怕如果错的话，他们之前拿到的那个 link 全部都。我现在马上 send 出去那个机了。
In this critical moment, people are prohibited from clustering together to prevent group infection. Since February, Tzu Chi Singapore chapter has cancelled routine activities. The level of epidemic prevention has been further enhanced. Yet, this does not affect volunteers' cultivation. The training courses, which were initially conducted in Jinshi Hall, are now put online.
Everybody is panicked now, so it is very important to calm them. Today, we have a very complete report and clear direction. With such a clear understanding, we are not sitting there waiting, but going out to care for others.
One take 啊，你可以师傅的领带有点歪。
这生平第一次哈。
1, 2, 3, start.
To organize online training, apart from arranging the curriculum, various technical issues are need to be overcome, including video recording in advance and other coordination work. Although the format has changed, volunteers' sincere piety remains unchanged.
We also hope to upload the videos on the internet at the scheduled time. We don't want everyone to attend online training courses at 3 o'clock in the morning or while lying on the sofa at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because it won't be solemn that way. During this pandemic outbreak, our mind should be even stronger.
I really hope this is a temporary arrangement. I hope the COVID-19 is over very soon. People can meet up and there is really got the warmth there.
到这个非常时期，就是以法顾好自己，只要防护措施做足 ，we don't let it control our life， 一切应该如常。
With the COVID-19 epidemic, telemedicine seems to be a good way to reduce the risk of infection. Telemedicine has been touted in Taiwan for many years, and is there any advanced technology that can provide reliable solutions? Follow our report to learn more.
然后就取这个部分，胸线跟腋窝这样中间。
The yellow patch on the baby's armpit is the size of a postage stamp and weighs less than 3 grams. Once a fever is sensed, a warning message is immediately sent to a cell phone.
监测对象发烧了，其实我们可以第一时间知道，那紧急做一个处置跟应变的部分。
The epidemic has spread worldwide, and the virus has 2 major characteristics: strong infection rates and fever. Given its danger, modern science and technology is seeking a solution.
When a patient has a fever, the medical staff sometimes need to measure between half an hour to once an hour. If there are many patients today, this means a lot of work for the nursing staff. And if the medical staff is infected, they will also affect other people.
The world's thinnest wearable smart thermometer was successfully developed by a Taiwanese technology manufacturer. Use a built-in micro battery to transmit a Bluetooth signal, continuously transmitting information which can accumulate data in the cloud. This technology has led to more distance between people and can service deeper needs.
1、2、3，请启动。如何把我们医学中心的资源再透过我们的卫生所。
On November 28, 2019, 1 month before the outbreak of the COVID-19 epidemic, Health Minister Chen Shizhong came to Haiduan Township, Taidong County, and launched the remote long-distance medical consultation service.
We hope to build a 350,000-bed hospital. The population of Hualien is 350,000. His medical bed is in his house, but the information can be brought to the hospital through communication software, so we can respond with timely treatment. This is our goal in the future.
It's good someone is helping us with checkups.
At present, telemedicine equipment is more commonly used in the field for things like monitoring blood pressure, blood sugar, blood oxygen, electronic stethoscope. There's also traditional ophthalmoscope, otoscope, and dermoscopy. Hepatobiliary and gastroenterology requires ultrasound, while orthopedics require X-ray scans, and cardiology requires other equipment. Doctors use their expertise and rely upon specialty large instruments, which may make it difficult to do remote examinations. COVID-19 is spreading quickly, and the technology industry recognizes that it cannot stand alone without offering assistance. Experts in various fields need to work together to solve problems. The LCD panel shows these green lights are flashing, indicating that the person who is being monitored with a thermometer has a fever. If the patient leaves the monitoring area, a warning sign also flashes.
The body temperature of the user is measured, broadcast, and then transmitted to the cloud. You can also see whether each patient is online.
A medical platform system designed by Waysat has been adopted by the Nanjing municipal government in China to manage the body temperature of patients remotely connected to a patient management system. It has been installed in hospitals in Wuhan.
该房的病患他的体温是比较高的，那我就会在这边做一个显示。
Despite the rapid development of telemedicine, security and medical privacy issues involved in the transmission of technology products rely on manufacturers and governments to protect them. In the video process, if image transmission is distorted or the operating software is incorrect, who will be responsible for medical error, which is still unknown? This global epidemic reflects the fact that technology can narrow the distance between medicine and patients, as necessary laws, regulations, and treatment will all need to be evaluated once again.
Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter donates surgical masks, gowns, and respirators to the medical staffs on the front lines. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.